The Stoic warrior, courage, calm, and control in the chaos of life. Chapter 1. The War Within. Life feels like war. Not always with swords or guns, but with disappointments, delays, and doubts. Every day we fight. Fear of the unknown. Frustration with others. Anxiety over what might happen. The Stoics knew this war. But they didn't run. They trained for it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if thou wilt always look." The battlefield is not out there. It's within. That's where we win, or lose. Chapter 2. The Unbreakable Man, Epictetus. Born a slave. Crippled by a master who twisted his leg until it snapped. He never raised a hand in return. Never shouted. Never cursed fate. Instead, he said quietly, "If you must break it, then break it." That boy became one of the greatest philosophers who ever lived. His name was Epictetus. And from pain, he forged freedom. He didn't control his body. He didn't control his status. But he controlled his mind. And in that, he was unconquerable. Chapter 3. Focus on what you can control. This is the heart of Stoicism. When everything feels chaotic, remember, you are responsible for one thing: your choices. Not the economy. Not the past. Not what others think. Just you. Epictetus said, "You may fetter my leg, but not even Zeus has the power to break my freedom of choice." Every moment you have a choice. To speak with kindness, or cruelty. To focus, or to drift. To hold on, or let go. This is power. And no one can take it from you. Chapter 4. The Stoic practice of voluntary discomfort. Luxury weakens. Comfort softens. So the Stoics trained like warriors, with hardship. They slept on hard floors. Walked barefoot in the cold. Skipped meals. Practiced poverty. Why? Because when you fear nothing, nothing can control you. Seneca wrote, "Set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, and say to yourself, 'Is this the condition I feared?'" This wasn't suffering. It was freedom training. Chapter 5. Being calm in the storm. People will panic. Shout. Blame. Not you. The Stoic remains calm, not because they don't care, but because they care deeply about what matters most. Reason. Virtue. Right action. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Pause. Breathe. Respond, don't react. You are the eye of the storm. Chapter 6. Using obstacles as opportunities. Bad luck? Or training? For the Stoic, obstacles aren't interruptions. They are invitations. To grow. To prove. To strengthen. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Our actions may be impeded, but there can be no impeding our intentions or our dispositions. Because we can accommodate. The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting. You don't wait for the path. You make it through what blocks it. What stands in the way becomes the way." Chapter 7. The Death Practice. Memento mori. You will die. This isn't dark. It's clarity. Every moment is a gift, and death reminds you to live now. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. Epictetus said, "I cannot escape death, but at least I can escape the fear of it." When you remember death, you stop wasting time. You say what needs to be said. You do what must be done. You live how you know you should. That is power. Chapter 8. Courage, the first virtue. The Stoics held 4 cardinal virtues. Wisdom. Justice. Temperance. Courage. And none of them mean anything without courage. Courage is doing what's right, even when it's terrifying. Courage is facing pain, without letting it own you. Seneca wrote, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage." You don't need to be fearless. You need to act, despite the fear. That's what makes you a Stoic. Chapter 9, The Stoic Morning. How did Marcus Aurelius start his day? Not with comfort, not with ease, but with preparation. He reminded himself that the world would be difficult, and resolved not to be broken by it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." But he didn't hate them. He pitied them. He accepted them. He chose not to become like them. That's the Stoic morning. Chapter 10, The Stoic Night. At night, the Stoics didn't scroll. They reflected. What did I do well? Where did I fail? What can I improve? It wasn't guilt. It was training. Seneca wrote, "When the light has been removed and my wife has fallen silent, I examine my entire day and go back over what I've done and said, this is how they improved, not by luck, but by effort. Every night a sharpening. Every morning a new chance." Chapter 11, The Stoic Hero in You. You're not Marcus Aurelius, not Epictetus, not Seneca. But you don't have to be. You live in your world, your time, your battles, and every day you have the same choice. Complain or take control. Drift or focus. React or rise. The Stoic warrior isn't perfect. They fall. They get tired. They feel pain. But they get back up. They keep moving. They keep choosing reason. That's all that matters. Chapter 12, How to Practice Stoicism Daily. Philosophy isn't something you read. It's something you do. The Stoics didn't write for libraries. They wrote for life. Here's how to live it step by step. 1. Morning prep. Before the world hits you, prepare for it. Write, reflect, and rehearse. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Begin each day by telling yourself, today I shall meet with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty. Know what's coming, and you won't be shocked by it. 2. Pause when provoked. Anger is natural. Reaction is not. Pause. Breathe. Respond with principle, not passion." Seneca wrote, "No man is angry that feels he is not harmed. Most of the time, it's ego, not injustice." 3. Journal at night. Every evening, audit your day. What did I control well? What emotion ruled me? Where did I show virtue? The Stoics used self-examination like a sword, to cut what didn't serve them. Chapter 13, Love Your Fate, Amor Fati. Everything happens. Not to you, but for you. This is the radical Stoic idea of amor fati, love of fate. You don't just accept life. You embrace it. Even the painful parts. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "To love only what happens, what was destined. No greater harmony. You were meant for this. Not for what you wanted, but for what is. Love it. Use it. Rise from it." Chapter 14, The Power of Silence. The Stoic is not loud. They're not boastful. They don't need to shout. Silence is their weapon. Not because they're weak, but because they've mastered themselves. Epictetus said, "Let silence be your general rule, or say only what is necessary and in few words. Still waters run deep." And the Stoic speaks not to impress, but to improve. Chapter 15, Indifference to Insult. What if someone mocks you, laughs at you, lies about you? You don't flinch. Why? Because you know who you are. And because insults are only sharp if you hand them the blade. Epictetus said, "If someone does wrong, the harm is to themselves. If you respond poorly, then you've joined them. You can't be offended unless you allow it." Their words. Your choice. Chapter 16, The Stoic Leader. A Stoic doesn't wait to lead. They lead themselves. But when they must guide others, they do it with clarity, fairness, and strength. Marcus Aurelius led an empire. He faced war, disease, betrayal, and wrote in his journal, not for history, but for survival. He wrote to stay grounded. He said, Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Lead by example, not command. Chapter 17. Gratitude without dependence. Gratitude is powerful, but not for what can be taken away. The Stoic is thankful not for wealth, health, or praise, but for life itself. For breath. For thought. For the moment. Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." Gratitude doesn't mean attachment. It means appreciation, without addiction. Chapter 18. When everything falls apart. The job. The marriage. The body. The dream. What if it all goes? Then, you find what was always there. Yourself. That's what Stoicism is for. Not sunny days, but survival. Epictetus said, "Sickness is a hindrance to the body, not to your ability to choose. Lameness is a hindrance to the leg, not to the will." You can lose everything, and still win. If you don't lose yourself. Chapter 19. Stoicism and love. Can a Stoic love? More deeply than most. Because their love isn't need. It's choice. They don't cling. They don't control. They love freely, and let go with grace. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together." To love without trying to own. That is rare. That is strong. That is Stoic. Chapter 20. The final test, in the dark. When no one is watching. When you're tired. When it's hard. That's when Stoicism matters most. Not for applause. Not for reward. But because you know it's right. Because you've trained for this moment. Because now, you live it. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. The world may not understand. But your soul does." Final chapter, The Fire Within. This is not just a book. It's a mirror. What do you see? Not perfection. Not ease. But power. Quiet. Real. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to return to what's always been in you. Reason. Virtue. Courage. You are the flame. And Stoicism is your fuel. Go live it.